Fork.
And I'm Spoon.
And welcome to Two Children in a Trenchcoat. In this podcast, we try to mash our brains together to create one fully functioning adult. What best way to showcase that than to answer hypothetical questions and be 100% right all of the time.
Mm-hmm. We can't be wrong. It's just factually correct.
And it's really good that we're saying this right off the bat, because our first question really might strike some controversy. When does a bagel stop being a bagel and become a donut?
I can answer this very quickly. It's a sweetness factor. As well, because you can have donuts with cream cheese if you want, but it's a sweetness factor. Because the thing is, when you have, there's certain laws around when a piece of bread is so sweet that it stops being bread and becomes like a pastry. Fun fact, Subway bread, too sweet to be a bread.
Wait, I'm sorry. There's laws?
Yeah, there's like laws around like cooking. Like not like laws in the sense of if you break them you get like fined, but laws in the sense of there's certain like levels of sugar you can have in something before it crosses the line of being a bread to being a pastry.
I just don't like the way you're saying laws, because I'm imagining, I am the bread king! This bread is too sweet, Subway! You owe me $1,000!
It's not quite like that, but
$1,000 to the bread king!
I think it's a sweetness factor, where if you have a bagel that has if you have a bagel and it's super, super sweet, that's a donut. If you have a donut and it's really bland and unsweet, that's savory, no, it's not savory. What's the opposite of... What's a complementary to savory?
The problem is... I think you're just looking for the word bread.
Yeah.
Because the thing is... So that's the thing. You can have savory donuts. You can have salty donuts. You know, you could get a salted caramel.
I think it's just a factor of how much sugar is actually put into it, though.
But so, that's the thing. So it's a sugar-free donut, not a donut?
No, it's not.
It's not a donut? What is it then? Is it a bagel?
It's an abomination.
Okay, well, that's just rude. Imagine if I didn't know what you were, so I called you an abomination.
Listen.
Shit, that's what we do to, like, every monster! Huh?
Yeah.
God damn it, like... Godzilla, Frankenstein.
Our society is built around calling things we don't understand abominations.
The abominable Yeti.
Yeah. Here, I'll give you an example. I see cats. I don't know what the hell they're doing when they look at the wall and scream. I call them abominations.
You know what? Maybe now I'm realizing my whole argument I had before that I was gonna do is gone. Because I'm realizing now we don't need to define bagel or donut. We actually need to open the door and just say circular circle. We just call them circles now.
No.
We call them bread circles.
No, I got this. Circular baked good.
No, you can't just say circular baked good. I think you say circular... there's an actual word that I'm looking for. That's the shape of a donut.
Oh, yeah, what is that?
Torus. Alright, so, yeah, the name, the mathematical name for the shape of a bagel is a torus. So I think instead we just start calling them bread toruses.
I'm fully behind that.
Bagels, what would be bagel is a bread torus. What would be pastry is a pastry torus.
Yeah.
And then... you decide.
It's up to you and your feelings. We can turn the words donut and bagel into slang.
We will obsolete the words donut and bagel.
Okay, that's going
We will rewrite them from history.
I don't...
We will ignite these words aflame.
I don't...
And any who utters them shall catch fire.
I don't support him.
I do not support Fork in his rampage against bagels and donuts.
I don't support Fork's highly opinionatedness on
bagels and donuts.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah. Bread toruses. Call them that now.
Yeah, and then you...
Or we'll shoot you.
Okay, I thought you just didn't support me.
I didn't, but I thought it'd be funny if I said that. Get a good chuckle.
Oh wow, you think bullets are funny? Do you know how much those cost?
Wait.
Guys. Guys, Spoon is loading a gun. Guys, there's a loaded gun. Oh my god.
What's like a gun loading sound like?
Sorry, guys, that's just the sound of me loading a gun.
Here, make sound with me.
Did you actually think I was doing a gun sound?
No, I was saying make sound with me and you didn't.
Oh yeah, no, let's make gun sound on the count of 3, 2, 1.
That's like the sound you hear when the police are pulling you over.
No, that's like when people do they mime having a like a vinyl disc.
That's not the sound that makes though.
I know you as a person, and I know for a fact that you have never touched, so much looked at a vinyl disc.
I actually have.
When?
My good friend. My good friend.
I mean in person.
My good friend.
My good friend is a vinyl disc.
No. My good friend, TJ. I'm pretty sure he has a collection. Anyway, that's my experience. On to the next hypothetical.
Wait, okay, before we leave this question, before we depart this station, I do just want to notice that another thing, you make those a little wider, you stack 3 vinyls on top.
Oh god.
You've got an inedible TORUS, baby. Time to get
Guys,
crunching.
I
Everything is a TORUS.
You're not wrong. Could I become a TORUS?
You just gotta make yourself circular and hollow.
I can do that.
Just like the Earth.
Just hot.
I cut the Earth in the half.
Excuse me?
Yeah, I have a... Oh, wait.
He's just saying wait. I don't know what I'm waiting for.
This is what you're waiting for.
Oh boy, let us read you an excerpt from The Hollow Earth, the greatest discovery in history by Dr. Raymond Bernard. Why do you have this in your room?
Yeah, from the Library of the Mystic Arts.
Holy shit.
This is from approximately 1969.
Why do the books look like...
No. So this is from 1969.
This is awful.
So first of all, nice. But so it's an actual theory where this guy believes because of the way that planes fly and like, I don't know, I guess birds, his stuff about migration, that the Earth is in fact hollow. I'd like wild.
I'd like to read you an excerpt on page 55, first paragraph. Admiral Byrd passed it and entered the polar opening leading to the Earth's interior. He left the Arctic ice and snow behind and entered a warmer territory. Author. Thus, when Admiral Perry and any other Arctic explorer who used a magnetic compass claims to have reached the pole, he is making a very vague claim indeed. He can only say that he reached a point, which can be anywhere in a demonstrable 2,000-mile area, the magnetic rim of the polar opening,
okay. This
where
is
his
not
compass pointed straight down.
No. So he references actual like other like scientific studies that have happened, most of them having to do with the North Pole, with the Arctic, with magnetics, and he's just like making these batshit crazy assumptions. And this is a published book. He had a PhD. Well, I say he had because he might be dead.
And why do you have this in your room?
Because I found it in a
Can I read the back?
I found it at a... no. Actually, no, this is a good thing to read. I found this book at a thrift store for books.
I'm going to read the back now. This is Spoon. I am reading. Do not confuse my voice with Fork. Revealed! The underground world of supermen discovered under the North Pole. Can you explain the following? Why does one find tropical seeds, plants, and trees floating in the fresh water of icebergs? Why do millions of tropical birds and animals go further north in the wintertime? If it is not hollow and warm inside the Earth at the poles, then why does colored pollen color the Earth for thousands of miles? Why is it warmer at the poles than 600 to 1,000 miles away from them? Why does the north wind in the Arctic get warmer as one sails beyond the north 70 degrees latitude?
like, this guy was probably really smart for his time, and I don't want to bash him, but one of these...
It was 1969! I'm pretty sure...
No, the Hollow Earth theory, but I'm saying, like, he clearly had some sort of, like, you know, Freud also thought crazy shit, and he's still revered. But so, like, I'm just saying I don't want to bash this guy's skull in, but holy shit, one of these bullet points is literally, why do I find bird in ice? There is a seed in the ice, and why is it here? Dude, like, knowing how old some of the icebergs can be, this is like,
Why'd bird go fly?
I know we kind of went off track, but, actually, no, this can be turned into another hypothetical question, but so...
This is the whole point of a podcast.
Yes. Sometimes. So in Maine, they find, whale skeletons, like, in the ground, further from the ocean than they should be able to get to, just because, you know...
Changing of the tide.
Yeah, it's changing of just geographical things, of water, of whatnot. What explanation would you give to there being a whale in Maine, like, off the shore? Because I think my explanation would immediately be aliens. We'll say it's now, it's these times, but people haven't immediately started being like, oh, obviously it's because the Earth shifts.
And I find a whale skeleton. I would assume, I mean...
Like, what would you start telling people?
So you know how whales have those terrifying, like, semi-fingers in their flippers? I would immediately think, holy shit, this motherfucker, he climbed onto land to find a woman or man or non-binary whale to fuck, and then he died, and he dragged himself here. That would be my first thought.
That's actually a really sad story of a whale being like, there's nobody in the ocean for me. Not enough fish in the sea. I shall go on land and try to find the fairest maiden. And then dying immediately.
Yeah, that, and then, like, maybe there were, like, used to be a river there or something, that's how they got there, but it's the point of, they were looking for some
I'm
and then
sorry.
they died.
I'm sorry, how does the whale get in the river?
Opening to the ocean.
You know how big whales are, yes?
Just a really big opening.
That's just a cove at that point. That's not a river.
Yeah, and then the whale dragged themselves with their creepy little hands, and they there's
a problem here.
They looked for some hot babes, and they died.
Okay, that's getting cut out or bleeped with the word TORUS.
You're gonna bleep
TORUS. There's a problem here of your explanation being, you know it's a whale skeleton, but you still think it has hands because you look at the fins.
Yep.
Okay. My explanation, what I would tell people if I found a whale skeleton in Maine, is that the aliens were going to a birthday bash. And these boys, they had never seen anything quite as gosh darn big as that whale. And they thought, what's the best gift for a birthday bash for the boys? Me and the green boys? Green alien boys?
Why are they green? Why are you discriminating against aliens and saying they have to be green?
I'm describing what they look like.
How do you know
aliens
that they were
can be green? Are you telling me aliens can't be green?
I'm asking why you immediately assume that they were green aliens.
I didn't assume. I'm telling you a story.
But why are they green?
A factual story.
But why are they green?
Because the pigment in their skin.
But why are you insinuating that aliens must be green?
I did not insinuate aliens must be green. I was telling you these guys are green. They're going to a purple birthday party.
Why is it purple?
Because that's us, you idiot. We're green and purple.
Alright.
Anyways, so these aliens are going to a mega heckin' hard birthday bash. That was the worst sentence I think I've ever said. I'm so sorry. And they see a whale, and what more do you want to do to a giant fish than pick it up? Like, that's instinct, baby.
How big are their hands? The aliens' hands?
What? You don't necessarily want to pick it up. No, the aliens are like 2 feet tall.
How are they picking up a whale then?
With their spaceship! Same way they built the pyramids, you guys. Spaceship. What are you doing?
I just want to say I don't support fork in any way.
What? Like, ever? Fine, I guess I'll go...
No, not ever.
I'll go start a trust fund and you won't be allowed to support it.
Just in your alien statements.
You don't think the aliens... Oh, shit. I was just about to say you don't think the aliens were built by the pyramids. Actually, now that's a theory.
That is a theory.
Egyptian civilization was very advanced. Maybe they put the whale there? No. Maybe the Egyptians made up aliens. They created a creature and they sent it off into space to go explore space for them. And then when the empire fell or whatever happened in Egypt, I don't know exactly. Well, they got conquered by Rome, probably. Anyways, when the empire fell, they, this information about the aliens they sent into space got lost, and now people think they originate from a different world. Built the pyramids.
Built the period. They built the female period.
No, they built the pyramids when in reality the aliens come from the pyramid.
I mean, that's a theory I could get behind.
That was the wackest shit I've ever said. Why would you agree with me?
Why not?
I'm dumb. I'm fully brain dead, legally. I do not have a heartbeat. My eyes don't move.
Anyway.
My skin is white.
Anyway, we still have not gone to the next hypothetical.
Oh, no, we went to the whale hypothetical first.
Oh, yeah.
So yeah. Hypothetically speaking, if I was given the chance, I would tell people aliens exist, and they put the whales there. So, speaking of whales, let's talk about something that's not a whale. Fish.
But very closely related.
That's a science fiction, not a science fact.
Anyway.
You get to give a conference, a worldwide conference, to all fish. What do you tell them? What do you inspire them to do? What self-improvements can fish make to be either better pets or just better animals in general?
Alright, wait, I got this. You need to elevate your mind. You need to get bigger brains. Grow a spine and get big think. You need to learn how to do tricks because you're useless right now. But with enough time and effort, you can turn your output of 1% to 100%. And you can elevate your thoughts if you try hard enough. You can learn to do tricks. You just have to elevate your thinking by buying my pills and funding my research.
If you don't get high on Viagra every single day of your G-dang life, how are you gonna know the face of God, huh? How are you gonna look God in the eyes, the 20,000 eyes of God, and say, I know what you are and I'm not scared. That's right, buy my Viagra, fish. Consume, fish, consume. Buy, sell. It's a free market on Viagra.
I think we have two very different thought processes.
Well, no, that wasn't mine at all. I was
okay.
kind of making fun, imitating, doing a joke. Kind of like, we've been doing the whole podcast.
I mean, no, this is a real question, though. What would happen if fish consumed Viagra?
They would die.
What if they didn't die, though?
They would die.
What if they didn't die? What would happen to them?
They would die. I'm saying their organs would shut down.
What does Viagra even do?
They don't have the stuff. They don't have the ability to.
This is why they need bigger brains.
It's not a brain thing.
This is why they need bigger brains.
You can't just try harder and be better. That sounds so uninspiring.
Wow. Listen, fish, I think you can try harder and be better.
Okay, so I would say to the fish, you did hit one point that I think fish need if they want to be better pets and or animals. Well, first, they need tricks. Mm-hmm. I need to be able to teach my fish to do a little spin, or maybe not jump out of the water. That would be potentially harmful. But yeah, they need to do a little spin, or maybe do a funky little dance. Oh, swimming real fast? No more of that slow shit, fish. You zoom all the time, or you're not moving. That's how we fix fish. Because listen, it's cool when you see them swimming, but it's boring. Mm-hmm. If they're zooming all the time, your instincts are heightened, you're scared, and you remember that fish.
Mm-hmm. And that's why I think we have the same advice here. A fish need to get bigger brains so they can do tricks.
Do they need to be bigger or just better? Because
bigger and better.
Interesting thing, we all thought shrimp colors were a thing. I'm sure you've heard of this. So shrimps have 12 cones in their eyes, or maybe 6. I think it's 12. Point is, humans only have 3 color cones, and shrimp have way more. Oh shit, it's also a certain type of shrimp. What kind is it? These shrimp have way more color cones, so we thought, alright, like bees, they must be able to see UV light, UV rays. It kind of makes sense for the ocean. Sure, it turns out their brains are actually too small to combine colors,
Wow.
so they have to have a cone for each individual color, when humans can just have 3, and it creates, like, you know, the rainbow that we know. So, do fish really need bigger brains to be able to do tricks, or do we just need to hardwire the tricks into their life?
I mean, it's just kind of the fact of, though, even if we made their brains better, if we want them to be able to learn tricks, they're going to need to be bigger because they're going to need more parts.
Can I cyberpunk my fish?
Mm-hmm.
Can I put cyber things into my fish brain?
Mm-hmm.
My fish brain? My personal brain in my head that is a fish?
Mm-hmm. Anyway, that's our solution.
Welcome to Fix Your Fiction!
Mm-hmm.
This is a segment in which we take pieces of fiction, popular media, or in some cases, when we eventually get an audience, it'll actually be things you guys send in. And we talk about how we can fix these things, make them better, more interesting, and better. Up next, we have Sonic. How do we fix Sonic's storyline?
I want Eggman to have more story, and I want Rouge to have bigger titties.
Don't see how that second one applies. But yes, make Eggman Sonic's dad. His father figure.
Mm-hmm.
So he has to betray his father. That's a
Also,
classic.
I want to make Shadow his he acts all cold on the exterior, but I want his interior desire to open a bakery and wear programmer socks and just be a really soft woo boy. But because of society, he's forced into being this edgelord when in actuality, he just wants to settle down with Sonic and start a bakery. And he's like, "Why do we keep fighting people, man? And fighting each other? I thought you were the one for me."
Okay, I totally back this Shadow. This is 1,000% what Shadow should be. I'm sorry to break it to you. There is no way Sonic is gay.
I mean, yeah, sometimes you just have that one-sided crush. It happens all the time.
I don't even... Sonic just only has a lust for speed, maybe.
Yeah, he's an aromantic asexual who just wants speed.
Who just wants cocaine. Give
him cocaine.
No, but so obviously you could go all day making the characters more in depth. They're pretty one-sided because, you know, they're originally just
I would like to say one more thing about characters though.
Yeah, well, let me just finish. They're originally made for you know, video games. Those really didn't have any sort of background. It was just fun things. So what I want us to do is create a short story arc that we're gonna put Sonic through. But yeah, now say your thing.
So Rouge, or whatever her name is, Rouge, the hot bat lady.
Yeah.
I want her to be a
TORUS.
That's all.
I don't see how that fits in the Sonic world.
Listen.
We're gonna cut that.
Anyway,
I'm gonna bleep out everything you say.
Why?
It's gonna be bleeped out with the word TORUS.
Why are you gonna bleep out everything I say?
It's just the way of life.
You don't like me saying
TORUS.
You don't like me saying
TORUS.
What's next?
Probably the word Taurus. Okay. Yeah, so what small story arc could you potentially fit in a game?
Okay, I got
maybe
this.
Put in a
I got
show?
this. So as you're going along the main storyline in the next Sonic game, you have a side plot with Tails.
No. So what is the main storyline though?
The main
what
storyline.
arc?
The main. Okay, I don't. So the main storyline is Sonic once again, Eggman's up to his shenanigans, taking the Chaos Emeralds and trying to make super soldiers that will turn the world into a capitalist empire. So, basically, what Sonic's doing, he's trying to stop him. Because as everyone knows, you need to have the good and the bad. You can't have entirely one thing, because that's just gonna fail. But so, Sonic, he is, trying to stop him, but a side plot is so you know love triangles, right? So here's my love triangle for you. We described the fact that Sonic, he is asexual, but here's the kicker. Shadow, he's in love with Sonic, but Tails, Sonic's lifetime companion, is in love with Shadow.
We're not turning this into a fan fiction.
And
we're
the
stopping.
thing,
I wanted like an interesting.
And the side plot, the side plot is that Sonic, as he's trying to stop Eggman, he has to recruit his friends into helping him, but his friends are so tired of this stupid love triangle bullshit that they're just like, Jesus Christ, can you guys just like get a room or something, or go to like couples therapy? You aren't even a couple, but you're really annoying with your whole like, I love him but he doesn't love me, unrequited gay love. Just work it out, guys. And you have to recruit your friends, but none of them actually want to tell you that Shadow has a crush on you because they don't want to provide unwanted tension to the group.
So I know we mainly focus on story things, but is this new game no longer about going fast and now about like a almost dating sim, like visual novel?
I mean, you're trying to stop capitalism, but yeah.
Okay, so the very last, like, let's say 15 minutes of the game is regular Sonic gameplay, going fast through levels, but the first 2 hours is actually almost like a Danganronpa, like
Danganronpa, but yeah.
I can pronounce things how I want. I am half of the podcast.
Alright.
Fine, now I'll remove my half as well.
No!
It'll just be silent in the podcast. No, but so, like, yeah, that's the new idea.
Yeah, because I think you can have like mini levels in between where it's like Sonic going places. That's like your go fast levels, like you know. But I think Sonic dating sim where you're working out the group's problems and all the pent up angst. Like Cream, she just wants to be a farmer, but she can't because she's constantly getting talked over and held back by her friends who just want to do all this stupid shit, but they're all constantly going in other directions, and she's the only one that can see how they're tearing each other apart slowly but surely, and she just wants to get out of here and pursue her own dreams, but she's worried about everyone falling apart without her.
I should mention that every time you swear, I do tell our mom, and you are fined like $50.
All right. Well, anyway, that's
every time
my
I
idea.
swear, I get the $50.
Anyway, that's my idea.
So no, I don't know if that's exactly fixed. But I definitely think one road to improvement is just giving the characters deeper connection, deeper backstory, which can be done in the form of a strange love triangle and Cream's dream to go become a farmer.
Mm-hmm. Visual novels, if you have visual novels with choice, then they're good.
Or maybe also, like, we keep in the Sonic gameplay.
Yeah,
but
you have to, like...
But like the way that you would do in like an RPG where normally, you know, you go across a little pixel map and you have to move places.
Yeah.
Instead, you're running through a Sonic level trying to get places.
I think that would work incredibly well, personally.
All right. Nobody steal this idea or I guess you die, we sue you?
Yeah.
No, it's actually, if somebody wants to make a Sonic dating sim, I cannot legally stop you. That will not work out well for me.
I mean, I think it'd be kind of cool to see that. I think what could be happening is maybe Cream and Rouge, I can't remember how to say her name.
Yeah,
those two, they're already dating, and Rouge, she knows about Cream's dream, but she's not really able to help her because she's caught up in her own thing with being Shadow's best friend and trying to help him with his love issues.
The problem, why is this so based in relationships?
Because, you know, it's been a while since Eggman has tried to turn everything into a capitalist society, and, like, people have just kind of, they've settled down a little bit, and now Eggman's back at his thing again, and everyone's just kind of like, God, why? And, like, you know...
Oh, so this is, like, the reunion.
Yeah, this is the reunion brought about by capitalist ideas.
Sonic the reunion.
Yeah, but see, this whole time, Sonic's still been trying to help people and doing his, like, whole superhero thing, but all his friends have settled down and have gotten really fed up with the fact that a bunch of them have unsolved issues relating to Sonic and his shenanigans in their group as a whole. Like, Rouge, she's still not happy with some of the things Sonic has done to Shadow, because she feels like Shadow has been bending over for him this entire time, and while they've argued, their arguing has mostly been due to Sonic, and
Just keep going.
and like Shadow, he's really like, man, I love Sonic, but Sonic doesn't love me. And Rouge, whatever her name is, she's like, you just need to tell him that, honey. You just need to get this out of the way. And really, the only people happy in this scenario are Rouge, Cream, and Amy, because they're all kind of like working together and trying to be happy. But the thing is, no one's happy because everyone still has problems with Sonic's behavior, because he never thought about the friends. He only ever thought about one thing, and that one thing was helping other people. But the thing is, he never helped those that were closest to him. And now in this reunion, Sonic has to take a step back from going fast and has to take it slow and work out his relationship problems and help his friends to get to a happy ending while he's defeating capitalism.
He never helped himself. I have no idea what Spoon said for the last, like, 3/4 of that. I was grabbing a computer charger. I'm sure that was perfect fixing, and I think we've really figured out how Sonic can be better, and perfect is create a ton of relationship issues, because that's the only way you can truly get character development, people, is through relationship issues.
Mm-hmm. Anyway, I've been Spoon.
You've been Spoon?
I've been Spoon.
I am no longer Spoon.
I'm Spoon.
I'm Fork.
And this was our podcast. Thanks for listening.
Thanks for joining us. Catch you on the flip side.